So, if you don't have any paint at your house, but you need to paint, what can you do? I have to actually do some searching in my apartment and see if I can find something that can actually be used instead of paint. So I found coffee. Here it is. This is going to be my paint today. Make sure it's ground coffee, and what you're going to do is put some of this coffee, the ground up coffee, in a pot and add some water to it and boil it on the stove top. And this is maybe something you're comfortable doing, or you may have to ask your parents to help you. You only have to boil the coffee for maybe a minute and then let it sit and cool down. And you pour a fair amount of coffee in there. I'm gonna put a little more in. And then you're gonna pour some water. Not much. So I think my coffee is ready. I'm going to carefully pour it into a glass container. You will also need some brushes, and if you have any Q-tips, that will do too. Different sizes would be great. Preferably, I think for our project today, you are mostly going to use this thin brush. So any type of thinner brush will work, or a Q-tip, which is fine too. If you don't have neither, you could potentially use a little branch, a little thin stick, maybe a popsicle stick. So you have to be creative and think, what can I use if I don't have this? You will need paper. Any size paper works. And you need to practice using your brushes to make thin, thick, and medium-sized lines. We are going to focus on eyes. You will be drawing your own eyes with this homemade paint. So get a mirror and carefully observe your own eyes. What different types of lines do you see? I see curvy lines and circles. On your paper, you can start to sketch it out with pencil first if you don't feel comfortable using the paint immediately. And then go over it when you're happy with your drawing. Here I'm using the coffee paint, and notice how it's light, and to make it darker you have to do more than one layer. After you finish your coffee painting of your own eyes, I want you to experiment and add other types of paint to it. I want you to think about your own painting style. How can you make this eye painting more interesting? Here's an example what you could do. You could do an interesting reflection inside the iris. I am drawing one eye, and I'm using my homemade coffee paint, paying attention to the different types of lines I see in my eye. And to make this more interesting and unique, I am going to paint a reflection in the iris. And I'm going to use a memory that I have. It's a memory from when I was a child. My mother took me on a picnic to this beautiful field full of poppies in a red car. I'm using markers and adding details. Your last challenge, if you want to do it, is to try to create eyes that are very realistic. Don't forget to look in the mirror and have your pencil ready. Look at the shapes and the different types of lines you see. Circles, curvy lines, angle lines. Sketch out your eyes before you start adding any colors. Pay attention to the space you have between your eyes. Usually you can fit one eye in between the eyes. Pay attention to the shape of your eyebrows. When you're ready with your sketch and happy with it, you can start to color it in. In this painting, we're using watercolors. You can also use your homemade paint, the coffee paint, and add that to the eyebrows and the eyelashes. Good luck with these projects, making your own paint and creating a unique eye. This third project, making realistic eyes, is for those of you who really want to challenge yourself. I can't wait to see your artwork. Post it in Google Classroom, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.